If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Hosted by Zay, Bonez, the MMA Brothers.
What is up? What's going on?
Yo, what's up, bro? It's about that time.
Yeah, another Friday, man. Another week at work in the books.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Straight Talk Society. We are the MMA Brothers, and we are here to break down UFC 302. Makhachev versus Poirier.
Hey, these next two cards are going to be very personal for us both because it has my brother's favorite fighter, which is Poirier, the Diamond. And then the next card is going to have my favorite fighter, the greatest of all time, the one and only Conor McGregor. So,
Boy, oh boy, man, a lot riding on this one tomorrow, man. I feel like I'm gonna be in my feelings no matter what happens.
yeah, you damn sure will be, and I'll be right next to you too.
For support, right?
Yeah.
Man, hey, I'm not gonna lie. Seems like the UFC has been on a roll this year, especially with their pay-per-views. This is the 5th month, so I would say this is the 5th pay-per-view. They scheduled to have 2 this month. Actually, the 6th pay-per-view because it's going.
Yeah, because you got Strickland Duplessis, and then you had O'Malley versus Chito Vera. And then you got the next two coming up. And then the last one was Poirier was this year too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every pay-per-view this year, 301 was probably like the most lackluster and even that over-delivered. But I mean, when you got 298, 299, and 300 back to back to back, I mean, that's the price you'll pay. You get what I'm saying? So,
yep.
Without no further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
Let's go.
I feel like the main event and the co-main are kind of overshadowing. I don't know if you're showing the screen or not yet, if you're sharing it or not, but it's not coming up on my end. But I feel like the main event is overshadowing the co-main.
Yeah, the co-main is a pretty underrated fight, but I'm pretty excited for it though.
I think that's actually going to be the fight of the night.
And it's 5 rounds too.
I love when they do that.
Yeah, and that actually, we'll talk about it when we get there, but it definitely favors one of the fighters.
Yeah, I want to get through this card and then talk about a few announcements.
There we go.
Tequila in the building. What's up? What's going on? All right. Kicking off the card, we got one of Boston Cartel's own, Mitch Raposo versus Andre Lima. Mitch Raposo, this is his third crack at a UFC fight. He was on Contender Series. He lost. He was on one of the Ultimate Fighters. Didn't get in that way, but he found himself in a short notice situation. Going up against Andre Lima. Andre Lima, second fight in the UFC. He actually won his debut. He was going against another debuting fighter, and he actually got bit on his arm. And he won by disqualification. It was looking like it was going to be one hell of a fight, too. Lima, he seems to be extremely well-rounded. I feel like if it was any area where he was showing a little bit of weakness, it was his ground game. But Mitch Raposo, I've only seen him fight twice, but I feel like once you know that he trained over there with the Boston Cartel, you already know what his game is, because I feel like all of those guys are kind of like clones, you get what I'm saying? They are very good boxers, and you don't really got to worry about being taken down at all. So this should be a good fight. I'm wondering if the moment going to be too big for Raposo, but I do respect them on taking the fight 2-week notice. I'm going Andre Lima in this one. I just feel like he's more well-rounded. However, Raposo does have power in his hands.
Before I give my pick, shout out to the people watching on Twitter. What's up? Lima, he's undefeated. They both have good records. One is 9-1, the other is 8-0. Lima being the undefeated fighter. I feel like there is still more to be seen from him, because on the Contender Series, he went to a unanimous decision. Then his last fight ended in the DQ. I do feel like he has a lot of potential, and I'm looking for him to actually show it and finish the fight. So I'm picking him to win.
All right, so you like a finish in the first in the opening fight, early prelim.
Yeah, and that's going to set the tone.
Next up, we got the professional twerker, Eileen Perez, versus Jocelyn El Pantera Edwards. This is actually going to be round 2, starting off the fight, because I don't know if you remember Eileen Perez's last fight. She came in with a black eye.
Yeah.
Well, that was because her and Jocelyn Edwards got into a fight at PI.
Yeah, I always love to hear that.
Yeah. So I feel like that's going to affect the way this fight goes down. Don't come after me, ladies, but we all know women can get kind of emotional. I feel like anybody really, like when it's a personal beef, but I feel like it's just going to be a matter of who's going to be able to keep their emotions under control. Eileen Perez, I haven't really seen anything impressive from either fighter. I feel like I've been seeing improvements in Jocelyn Edwards. She can be taken down. Eileen Perez, I just heard somebody earlier today call her the Eileen Magomedov, because she's going to look to wrestle, grapple. Neither one of these ladies are finishers, but I do see Jocelyn Edwards having a very large advantage on the feet. She uses a lot of teep kicks. She's probably going to try to keep her distance. She does gas out, however, but Eileen Perez, on the other hand, like I said, her strength is grappling. I can see Jocelyn Edwards being able to get back up. I'm sure she's been working it, because everybody she fight take her down. This is a toss-up fight, but I'm going to go with Jocelyn Edwards by split decision.
This fight is going to be all about composure. Who can keep their composure, because they both hate each other. It's a little personal between the two. So Jocelyn Edwards will look to keep her distance, and I feel like keep the fight standing a little bit. But I feel like Perez is going to be able to utilize her clinch work and her grappling and her groundwork and be able to get her down and stifle her for 3 rounds. So I'm picking Perez to win the fight.
All right, we'll see. One thing about Jocelyn Edwards, she doesn't have a high volume of output, and I feel like being that she's going against somebody who's a heavy grappler, that might stifle that even more. But the personal animosity may just cancel that out. So moving on to the next fight, welterweight division, we have a returning Mickey Gall versus Basil
Hafez. I'm actually excited for this fight.
Yeah, me too, because I'm interested. I feel like Mickey Gall is underrated. He get a bad rap. They originally brought him into the UFC after having one
UFC victory, right?
No. That was his first UFC fight, but he had one amateur fight. One amateur fight. He won that fight. They brought him into the UFC so they can have CM Punk to beat him, and he destroyed CM Punk. And since then, I mean, all of his fights, he's literally grown up in the UFC. So he hasn't been consistent, but he came in as strictly a grappler, started putting his striking together. He was out of the UFC for 2 years. They didn't renew his contract, had a surgery. Now he's back. Basil Hafez, his second UFC fight, he came in going against Jack Della Maddalena on his debut, and he was extremely impressive. Definitely has a ground game, which is Mickey's strength. I'm extremely interested to see where both fighters go from this fight. I'm kind of a fan of Mickey Gall, but I think Basil Hafez, he impressed me in his debut. If I have to pick, I'm going to pick Hafez, and I will say ground and pound.
Bro, you know, I can get emotional when it comes to who I like and who I dislike. I'm really not a fan of Mickey Gall because of pretty much all that you said. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how he beat CM Punk, even though he deserved it and he earned it. CM Punk wasn't ready for that moment. I just wanted to see CM Punk get a W. Mickey Gall thrashed him, so I didn't like him since then. But he earned my respect, and I did earn like a lot of respect for him when he thrashed Sage Super Northcutt. I thought that was pretty impressive. I was real happy to see that because I dislike Sage even more. So I do respect Mickey Gall. Basil Hafez, he has stifling pressure. It's not. I would go further than to say it's just a ground game. It's stifling pressure. He don't gas out, and it's just suffocating. You know. So I feel like he definitely going to take Mickey Gall to deep waters. And you saying this is his first fight coming off of a surgery. I don't think that Basil Hafez is the person you want to fight coming off of surgery, and you got questions and stuff like that. So I feel like Basil is going to just drown him and just take him into deep waters, and I don't know if he's going to submit him or not, but he definitely going to just beat the hell out of him for 3 rounds. I feel like ground and pound, he going to gas him out. He's just going to take all his energy away. He going to lean on him and all that kind of stuff.
You know what I'm looking for in this fight? I'm looking to see Mickey Gall actually, like, I feel like this will be like this fight is going to tell you a lot about him. I want to see how much he matured. I want to see his composure, and I'm looking to see if he can have a breakout moment. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like he has all the potential in the world, but like I said, you don't know what that does to a fighter's confidence when they're thrown into the deep waters immediately. And he didn't really drown. He was more so treading. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like, we don't know. The thing about him being gone for 2 years is we don't know what improvements he made, if any. I'm sure he has. So we don't know any of that. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And that will conclude the early prelims. Then we move on to the regular prelims, where we have the Fresh Prince, Phil Rowe, taking on Jake Matthews. How you see this fight playing out?
Man, Phil Rowe is very interesting because he's inconsistent, and I feel like we've been waiting to see more from him, but it just never happened. Like, he never really took it to the next level. Jake Matthews, he's inconsistent also, but less inconsistent, I would say. I feel like he's a little bit more well-rounded. I see Jake Matthews winning by a split decision. I don't really see him, thrashing Phil or nothing like that. I just see him winning by a split decision, maybe or a close decision, unanimous decision.
The thing that get me with Phil Rowe is his fight IQ. He's extremely accurate with his strikes, very tall and lanky for the division. He does have power in his hands. He is not a quitter. I remember the fight that he had with Neil Magny. He was picking Magny up, and then he would go to the clinch.
Yeah,
earning a split decision loss. And I feel like that's one of the things, I guess, fight IQ or whatever, that couldn't have been the game plan, the clinch with Neil Magny. So, I don't know. I feel like Phil Rowe can definitely catch Jake Matthews and put him out. But at the same time, I'm looking for Jake Matthews to come with pressure. I do feel like he's going to have to close that distance. I know he's going to want to grapple. They both have gas tanks. Jake Matthews.
But who has a deeper gas tank, though, you think?
I don't know. I don't see any quit in either one of these guys. Never seen either one of them really exhausted to the point that it affected their output. But I will say if it turns into a wrestling match, then I can see Jake Matthews having a better cardio in that situation. But I do wonder. I feel like his biggest problem, the thing that he's going to have to try to solve, is closing the distance without getting caught, because Phil Rowe is a sniper. So
yeah, he is.
I can definitely see Phil Rowe catching him and hurting him on the feet. It's just a matter of once he hurts him, what is he going to do? Same.
He finna go for a takedown.
I go for Jake Matthews. It's Sticks. What's up, Sticks?
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I feel like Jake Matthews got better IQ, and you basically nailed it. Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, so next up we have Grant Dawson in a lightweight bout taking on Joe Selecki. Both guys coming off of devastating losses. Grant Dawson, I feel like they hyped him up a little too much. He's kind of like a big pony. He just recently got knocked out by a dirty look from Bobby Green.
Hey, Brett, can I interject 1 second?
Absolutely.
I don't think they hyped him up. I just feel like Bobby Green, he ran into a buzzsaw on Bobby Green, and we got to give Bobby Green all that credit because
you got to give Bobby Green credit. But the reason why I said what I said is because he got knocked out with a jab. And yeah, I mean, come on, he's chinny. That's all I'm saying. He's chinny, and
listen, I mean, no disrespect to him at all. There's no disrespect, but the way he folded too wasn't good at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he got stiffened out, but he got caught with a jab. He went down and folded. You feel me? Like he didn't want it no more, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to furthermore prove my point, you remember Marco Madsen?
Yes, I do.
Marco Madsen rocked him bad. Now tell me another time where you can say that about somebody that Marco Madsen fought. Exactly.
Yeah, you got it. You got it on that one. You got it.
Joe Selecki, on the other hand, his last fight was versus Jakar Close.
Yeah,
Jakar Close in the armbar. Jakar Close picked him up and slammed him right on his goddamn head.
Yeah,
and that was that's candidate for knockout of the year.
Hey,
Definitely.
For those of y'all who didn't see that, y'all should look up that knockout. Jakar Close, Joe Selecki. Y'all should look that up.
And this is the second time I'm telling y'all that, because the last time we was here, Jakar Close was getting ready to fight, and he told y'all to look it up then. So if y'all still ain't see it, come on, man, tighten up.
Yep.
But yeah. So Grant Dawson, they both got gas tanks. I kind of feel like they're the same fighter, except for Grant Dawson is probably like 65% wrestling and 45% jiu-jitsu, whereas Joe Selecki is 65% jiu-jitsu, 45% wrestling. So this is one of those fights, kind of like when you saw Ben Askren versus Damian Maia. This fight will go to the ground. I feel like it's a matter of who's going to shoot first. I definitely see Grant Dawson not being afraid to shoot, just for the simple fact that I feel like he's it's more dire for him to have this fight on the ground. And once it hits the ground, I feel like these are going to be some very fun and interesting transitions on the ground. I know a lot of people don't like the ground fighting, but when you got two high-level guys going at it, and they will both fish for finishes. Joe Selecki is no slouch off his back. I feel like if it wasn't for that slam, that arm bar he had, Jakar close in was pretty deep.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm really interested to see how this fight play out. I feel like this is going to be entertaining. It's one of those fights that is going to be a grappler's delight.
So who you got, bro?
I'm going to go Grant Dawson.
All right. So for this fight, this is a crossroads fight for both fighters because Joe Selecki, he was winning that fight. But when you get knocked out cold like that, and keep in mind, it was a head knockout, basically where he got stunned on his head and got put out. It wasn't like he got punched and got put out. So that, to me, that's kind of a little bit more devastating in a weird sort of way. Grant Dawson, his last fight we talked about, it was not good for him at all. He got put out with a jab and folded like a long chair.
15 seconds.
Yeah, and that was his first main event, so they were trying to push him, and so it just didn't go that way. But anyway, Joe Selecki is in his hometown in Jersey. Grant Dawson, he trains down here at ATT in South Florida.
And I like that move for him too. Not to cut you off, but he was with all right, what's his name? Who got the whole gambling thing going on?
Yeah, can't think of his name right now.
Right, but he was with him, and it reminds me of another fight where he was. One thing about Grant Dawson, he a dog. You get what I'm saying? Like I remember that fight he was in. I can't remember who he was going against, but he was getting destroyed. And then
James Krause.
Yeah, he was with James Krause. They told him it was. James Krause told him it was a few seconds left, and he pounded dude out.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit of homerism in me because he trained down here, but I'm gonna pick Grant Dawson because I feel like if he is what the UFC thought he was, then he has to prove himself and win this fight. Joe Selecki, he has 8 wins by submission out of his 14 wins, which is pretty good. He's a submission. He's going for the submission, basically. I feel like Grant Dawson is going to be able to stifle him, use his wrestling, and I don't think that he's going to get submitted because Joe Selecki's best path to victory is a submission, and I don't see Grant Dawson getting submitted. So I'm going Grant Dawson by decision. All right. They're in Jersey, too, so it will be some bulls in this fight, but I will appreciate the grappling prowess of it. But it's one of those fights that's not going to be entertaining to the masses or to the casual fans. But me and my brother definitely going to appreciate it, though.
I was thinking Black was here so I can get his opinion, but I hope you got your pen and paper next to you.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I got it.
I hate when you lie to me, dog. God damn.
All right, let's go. Who you got? Jonathan Almeida versus Alexander Romanov.
Yes, sir. Heavyweight bout. Now, Jailton Almeida. Oh, my. He's two fighters. Well, I mean, depends. There's two different opinions out on him. All right, Jailton Almeida, one would say that he's the elite of the elite. He just had a 20-second lapse in his last fight where he froze. We all freeze up sometimes. Others would say, oh, he got fraud checked. So, I mean, I don't know about all that. I do know that he's going against Alexander Romanov. I feel like you can look at him and tell if he's going to win or lose. He was on tear at one point, and then he went away for a while, came back out of shape, and just like seems like he doesn't want to be there. Then the next fight, he came back in shape, and he ground and pounded somebody. Then he came back out of shape. And then he went away for a while, came back out of shape, and just like seems like he doesn't want to be there. Then the next fight, he came back in shape, and he ground and pounded somebody. Then he came back out of shape. And he ground and pounded somebody. Then he came back out of shape. looking at this picture, this is not his in shape picture. So I don't know. Even if he was in shape, I'm just gonna say this: Jonathan Almeida, dominant wrestler. The only strike he really has is that teep kick, but he's gonna come pick him up, slam him. He picks up every heavyweight he's ever fought. The Curtis Blades fight, he had 9 takedowns in the first round. It's ridiculous. Only thing I would like to see from Almeida is when he's got a full mount like he had on Derek Lewis, 5 rounds straight.
You got to finish that. You got to finish it.
And throw elbows. You get what I'm saying? Throw elbows. His jiu-jitsu is sick. His jiu-jitsu is ridiculous. I would say that he's a lock to win this fight. Alexander Romanov, I feel like I don't know if he's even motivated anymore. I don't know what's going on with him. But I do like Jonathan Almeida to win this fight in a one-sided victory. I do feel like he's going to get the sub. Christopher Morales says,
yo, what's up, Chris?
Is a heavyweight Damian Maia, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Romanov, they're trying to get him to get out of his contract because I'm not sure how many more fights he got left. But to your point, I do feel like he could have been a heavyweight contender, but he just kind of falling off a little bit. Jonathan Almeida, you got to win this, and you got to be more impressive when you do get people on the ground. Because the Derek Lewis fight, you should have finished it. And then the last fight, he was dominating Curtis Blades the entire first round. Second round, you kind of got content with your positioning and got elbowed the hell and got put out. So he has to set up his takedowns a little bit better too, because with Curtis Blades, he was lunging in real bad, and I feel like he could have got caught with that way too.
I don't think he does.
You don't think what?
He got to set up his takedowns because I feel like he just go and do it. Like you can't stop him. That's Curtis Blades. Like, nobody has anybody ever taken down Curtis Blades before?
No, like that. He took him down, I think, 5 rounds.
5 times in 1 round, you mean? But I feel like the thing is with him, not to cut you off again. That's some bullshit, ain't it? I said not to cut you off while I cut you off. But I just feel like the thing with Curtis Blades is when he had that leg, he had that ankle, and Curtis Blades started hitting him. I don't think he thought he was going to go out. I think he thought he was going to get that takedown. I don't know if he froze or if he felt like I don't know, man. Like he should have just got back up, but and reset. But I digress.
Yeah, Almeida, he need to win this fight. I do. I feel like he can be a contender. I don't know if he'll be champion and a reigning champion in this division, but he can definitely be a contender. He's going to take Romanov down, and I feel like he's going to hold him down for 3 rounds. I don't know if he's going to get a submission or not. He should get a submission, but I wouldn't put money on it because he one of those kind of fighters, man. I never want to bet on him because I don't know. His fight IQ isn't the best, and he kind of like a one-trick pony, so.
Yeah, not wanting to bet on him. We got a couple of those coming up, but I think he'll get the sub just because, number 1, I don't see the knockout threat from Romanov, and number 2, I just feel like Romanov will be tired by the 2nd round, and he'll eventually give up. But next up, the middleweight division. This is the main prelim. We have Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov. I know you're a big Roman Kopylov fan, so I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. Hey, Roman Kopylov, this is my dog right here. His last fight was against Fluffy Hernandez. He was eating him up with leg kicks, and then he got taken down and got submitted. So we're gonna make that just a wash. We're not gonna, he learned from that fight. But Kopylov, I feel like he can be a future middleweight contender. Cesar Almeida, he's a kickboxer. And apparently he has a lot of credentials outside of mixed martial arts. So he's definitely going to look to keep this fight standing. I'm going to trust Kopylov to welcome this guy in with a knockout. I just have a lot of faith in Kopylov, and I feel like he's going to knock this dude out. This dude going to come in, guns blazing, and try to make a name for himself off of Kopylov, but it ain't going to happen. I got Kopylov winning by knockout.
All right, I would pick Kopylov too, but I'm not too confident in that.
Hey, can I just say one thing too? Kopylov is my favorite Russian. Kopylov, my favorite Russian.
Because it's the only one you like. It's not hard.
Hey, literally, yeah.
Shout out to all the people tuning in on Twitter once again. Wish you could comment, but we appreciate the support either way. Everybody else who joining in, hit the like, subscribe. But back to the fight. Cesar Almeida, one thing you may not know about him is in kickboxing, he fought
Let's put it here.
3 times. He beat him
twice, right?
He beat him once. Okay. But he is the older fighter. He's kind of new to MMA. He 5 fights in, 5 KOs. Roman Kopylov. I feel like he's the younger fighter, and the only reason why I'm going to pick him in this fight is because this is basically going to be a kickboxing fight. I don't see no takedowns happening, but Kopylov has had more experience fighting inside the cage, inside the octagon. So, I mean, he's used to, like, pressing up against the cage. I feel like he's faster, and so I feel like that's going to give him a slight edge. Also, I have seen him utilize his clinch and his grappling. So, I mean, if it came down to it, I feel like he can edge him out on that. I feel like he just got more tools in the tool belt when it comes to mixed martial arts. So, I'm going to go Kopylov for that reason alone. I saw a weird stat earlier this week that if you just bet on all UFC fights and you just bet the younger fighter, 63% of the time you'll win.
Yeesh.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a young man's game. Hey, so Kopylov, I just want to say something. He got 12 wins, right? Out of his 12 wins, 11 of them are by KO or TKO.
That's the Russian Chase Hooper right there.
Yeah. So yeah. So and he has two corner stoppages, which you don't see too often in MMA.
No,
so that means 2 times the other opponent's corner looked across the octagon and said, "I don't want this guy to fight. I don't want my fighter to fight this guy no more."
Or the fighter said no mas, one or the other.
Yeah. So that happened twice.
One thing you can't sleep on with Kopylov is his kicks to the body. He got nasty kicks to the body, and he used that to set up his hooks and uppercuts. Also, if you look at his losses, the only losses he has are to people who take him down.
Yeah, submission losses. That's it.
And I feel like he can throw those body kicks more freely because Cesar Almeida won't be taking him down, and if he does, I don't think he'll really know what to do with it.
Look, Carl Robertson, Albert Duraev, and Anthony Hernandez.
I forgot about Carl Robertson.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. I wish I don't know. I kind of feel like they're trying Kopylov though, man. It's kind of disrespectful for them to get this guy who's 5-0 MMA. Granted, he's got credentials outside the octagon,
and that's all it is. That's all it is. They know it's going to be a stand-up fight. The odds are pretty much even. Kopylov lost his last fight. This guy on a 5-fight win streak, and his kickboxing experience is what's making the odds even. But this is the last fight on the prelims, and they usually put a fight in that spot to try to make you buy the pay-per-view. So that tells you what the UFC thinks about this fight. I can see that being on Dana White's. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Yeah.
So to kick off the UFC 302 main card, we have Rude Boy Randy Brown versus Oleksiejczuk dos Santos. Rude Boy Randy Brown. He's hard for me to gauge. He's extremely lengthy for the division. He can be a sniper at times. Sometimes I feel like he should have a little more volume. Dos Santos, he win one, lose one, win one, lose one. He never goes on a streak either way. Definitely has dynamite in his hands. Definitely also has a ground game. I feel like the best bet for him is to take it to the ground, but I don't see him doing that. I think he's going to try to knock out Randy Brown. He very well could do it. Randy Brown has been labeled chinny at times, but he's a very slick fighter. Like I said, he's extremely long. He's very patient. He waits to he uses that little teep kick. He uses the little ankle kicks to the and the little oblique kicks and just kind of keep you at range, then pick you apart with the 1-2. He's a really good counter striker. Oleksiejczuk dos Santos, he kind of likes to be a wild man in there at times, and that's what gets him knocked out sometimes. He's kill or be killed every time. This should be a banger of a fight. I feel like he's going to force the action. He's going to pressure Randy Brown, and he's going to force Randy Brown to try to think quick. So I feel like Randy Brown got to stay focused. He got to weather the early storm. And if he weathers that early storm, then I could possibly see him pulling out a decision victory. Or if Dos Santos get tired, he may even finish him late in the fight.
Yeah, Dos Santos is one of those weird fighters. Like, I like him, but he's a good fighter. And I'm looking at his records here, and he don't win on a 7-fight winning streak. In the UFC, and then he lost, and then won, lost, and then win, then draw. So it's like, but he don't fight often too. He only fights maybe once a year, twice a year at the most. The Rude Boy is looking to be a sniper in this fight. He does have pretty decent accuracy. I feel like sometimes he do kind of lose his focus a little bit, and that's how he got caught against Jack Three-Name and got knocked out in that fight. Which, by the way, he called him for a rematch for it too, which I respect.
I'm down.
I feel like Rude Boy. Yeah, I know. I always respect that.
And people talk trash about Curtis Blades, but how many people fought Ngannou? He fight Ngannou, get knocked out, and say, "I want to do it again." Fly across seas to fight him again, get finished again, doctor stoppage, and then say, "I want to do it again." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah. I think Rude Boy, he can possibly get the finish here. I just feel like this is one of those fights where sometimes he come through and he just put people out. He's like, "Damn, man, this guy's real good." I want to see what his ceiling is and how far he can go in the welterweight division. I feel like he gonna put him out in the third round. I would say he gonna wear him down a little bit. Use the head movement. I can see him catching him with a jab, dropping him, and then finishing him with some ground and pound. Which is saying a lot because Dos Santos has only been knocked out once in his career, but I feel like Randy Brown can do it though.
Hey, Dos Santos, who just destroyed him? Michelle Pereira.
It wasn't Saint Denis. Dos Santos?
Michelle Pereira.
Muslim Salikov and Li Jiliang are his last two losses.
Okay.
He actually beat Saint Denis. Remember? He destroyed Saint Denis. Remember?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and that's where he beat him. He beat him real bad for 3 rounds. That was like one of Saint Denis' first fights. I think that was his first fight in the UFC.
Okay. He threw him to the wolves.
Yeah.
You know who else just beat Saint Denis?
The Diamond.
Why you said it like that?
Bro, we're not on that fight yet, man. Let's talk about my boy Nico Price. Let's go.
Man, I've been on that fight since 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so next up, welterweight bout. Speaking of fighters you can't trust, you got Florida's own Nico Price representing Cape Coral versus Alex, the Great White Morono.
Hey, bro, can I take this one? Let me take this one. All right, so this fight is very personal for me because I'm a big Nico Price fan. I used to do some work on the regional scenes of MMA in South Florida, and I've seen Nico Price fight main event and destroy people numerous times. And down here, he was kind of like a little legend because, man, like, bro, like he would just, as soon as the bell rang, he would just go full force and he would just destroy people, There was a lot of people down here that was undefeated, and then they stepped in the ring against Nico and they got put out, I seen it firsthand. So to see him in the UFC, it is pretty cool. With that being said, I do got to be honest. He can be chinny, and he's a very, very wild man, and he leaves himself open for knockouts. A la the last fight, Robbie Lawler, he just went in there guns blazing. no head movement, no setup, just went in there and just got put out real quick. Alex Morono, he is no slouch, and I will take him serious in this fight. Like, I'm not sleeping on him at all. He can put out Nico Price because, like I said, Nico Price is just going to go balls to the wall, basically. But I'm going to pick with my heart here, and I'm picking Nico to put out Alex in the second round with a nasty knockout to get the Prudential Center crunk and get everybody wild up in Jersey.
Well, Nico Price is a dog. This is a rematch 6 years in the making. Nico Price destroyed Alex Morono the first time. They are both different fighters at this point in their career. Nico Price, the previous fighter, Randy Brown, he knocked Randy Brown out off of his back. He was laying on his back, and Randy Brown was standing over him trying to rain down punches, and Nico Price used the top of his foot, hooked it around Randy Brown's neck, and kind of pulled him down into a punch and just knocked him out. Nico Price has never been in a boring fight. Even though he lost his last fight to Robbie Lawler, I'm grateful for that memory because it was good to see Robbie Lawler go out the way he went out. In this game, most fighters go out on their back looking at the lights, not on their own terms, off of a W. Alex Morono, a very well-rounded fighter. I feel like sometimes he doesn't use enough volume. Has a bad habit of circling to his opponent's power side. But I feel like if it goes to the ground, Alex Morono does have the jiu-jitsu he can always fall back on, but he never really uses it. He likes to stand and bang. That could be to his detriment. I feel like the loss that he took to Nico Price 6 years ago may motivate him. Hopefully Nico doesn't come in too overconfident. I feel like Nico has more to lose in this fight than Morono does. But both of these fighters are kind of inconsistent. I feel like they both have a world of potential, but they never really lived up to it. Alex Morono, he has been kind of like winning more than he loses lately. I think he won 3 of his last 5. Nico Price is on a little skid. I would like to see Nico Price get the win, but I'm pretty sure I'm ahead of you in the picks, and I got to try to keep it that way. If I'm not, then I need to catch up. I'm going to pick Alex Morono.
All right.
And this fight doesn't go to decision.
No, not at all. I'll bet money on that one.
Next up, middleweight division. We got number 15, Kevin the Trailblazer Holland versus Michael Oleksiejczuk. Kevin Holland taking this fight on short notice. That's what he does. 1 year, I think the COVID year, he had 5 fights in one year. The most fighters.
Bro, who was supposed to fight Michael? Michelle?
I don't remember. I really don't remember. But big fan of Kevin Holland. Long rangey. I feel like he got more tools. He's a sniper. He's patient. He does have knockout power. He also has great jiu-jitsu that he never really uses. But he did submit Michael Chiesa with a Darce. Michael Oleksiejczuk, he has power in his hands. He is not to be taken lightly. He kind of has that kill or be killed mentality. I can see Kevin Holland dragging this fight out into like the second, third round and getting the stoppage because he's just a sniper. I feel like he's more slick. He's faster. And I feel like Kevin Holland talks a lot during the fights, and he kind of like plays with his opponent, with the exception of his last fight against MVP. But Oleksiejczuk, I can see him getting frustrated because he's that guy that just wants to bang, and I can see that being to his detriment. When Star fight Islam and Poirier. I'm not really understanding that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
shout out to you though.
Yeah, thanks for in the show. I think I know who this is. That's gonna be the main event, so that fight gonna be last. But I will say this though, to all my people on Twitter, we would appreciate it if you was able to join in on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube, just so you can interact. You know, we like to interact with all of our viewers and whatnot. So if you can do that, we would appreciate it. But back to this fight, I could see Kevin Holland getting the finish in the third round by KO or TKO.
Oh, he asking for how many hours? When will it start? The main card starts 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure where you're located, but on our time, on the East Coast, it's 10 o'clock. That's when the main card starts. The first fight of the night starts at 6:30 p.m. So 6:30 is the start of the first fight, and then the main card starts at about 10. So they probably won't walk out till about.
Actually, hold on to that, Fidel. I'm gonna tell you in a second. Because when you go on the betting sites, they usually have times for the fights and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it was like 11:40 they got it for or something. I don't know.
But what you got on this fight?
Oh, did you make your pick or not?
Yeah, I said Kevin Holland third round.
Kevin Holland? Yeah, no problem. You're welcome. Feel free to ask any more questions if you got some. But I feel like the Trailblazer, this fight is tailor-made for him. He got to do his thing here. He on a 2-fight skid. Granted, it's against top-tier competition, and it's also at the welterweight division. It was against Jack 3-Name and MVP. So I'm not knocking him for that at all. I'm not holding that against him. He got to put this guy out, I feel like. You know, that's the Kevin Holland way. Whether it be a knockout or submission, I'm not sure, but I feel like he's going to finish this guy. The odds are pretty solid. I like those odds, but I mean, I wouldn't put money on it because I'm pretty confident he's going to win. But is rightfully is right, you know, minus 385. I feel like those are accurate.
I feel like it's kind of high, but I mean, I feel like Kevin Holland. I would definitely put Kevin Holland in the parlay.
Yeah.
Next up, co-main event of the evening. This is what I think will be fight of the night. Sean Strickland's so white you can't even see him. We got number one contender, former UFC middleweight champion, Sean Strickland versus number 7, former UFC championship challenger, Borrachinha, Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
This fight is going to be a banger. Both guys like to come forward. Paulo Costa, they both got gas tanks. A lot of people accuse Costa of gassing out. I don't see it. Sean Strickland is extremely defensively sound. I believe he has the best defense in the UFC statistically as far as taking hits, and like his defense is impenetrable.
Hey, that Philly shell though.
Yeah, he used the Philly shell. He 1-2 you to death. He don't really got too much power. He used those teep kicks when he feel like he's getting too close or when he want to back you up against the cage. Paulo Costa, the eraser, definitely has power in his hands. Doesn't gas out, like I said. Definitely down for a war. He also likes to come forward. This will definitely be fight of the night. I have no question about that. I'm willing to bet on that alone that this is going to be the fight of the night. I think it's going to be bloody. Sean Strickland is not a quitter. I can see him going all 5. Never seen him get tired. Paulo Costa, I feel like he doesn't have the edge in speed. He does have the edge in power. He is not really that defensively sound. He don't give a damn about getting hit. He'll take a hit and then look at you and invite you like, hit me again, and eat that one too, and then come back with his own combinations. He is more dangerous when it comes to the variety of strikes as well as the power. He got a lot of good head kicks. He got powerful spinning kicks. Has a hell of a chin. I remember him fighting, who was it? Marvin Vettori, and the kick Marvin Vettori was just destroying him with to the body, and he was just eating them and telling him like, "Give me another one, give me another one." And so he gave him another one, and he just like brushed it off, like, nah, like I don't know what this dude is made of. The war with him and Robert Whittaker was classic. The war with him and Yoel Romero was classic. The way Sean Strickland destroyed Israel Adesanya was extremely impressive. The way Sean Strickland went to war with Dricus du Plessis was out of this world. Yeah, he got knocked out by Poatan, but who doesn't? I like Sean Strickland to win this fight, though, by decision, for the simple fact that Paulo Costa, I feel like I'm seeing a trend with him. If he can't break you, then he won't beat you. Most of the people he beat, he breaks with pressure and just a onslaught of offense, and usually like he end up just breaking them down, a la Johnny Hendricks, a la Uriah Hall. That body shot was nasty. You knew exactly what I was thinking about. But that one probably hurt you too.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, so I got Sean Strickland by decision in one hell of a fight. I'm looking at this fight thinking like this may be a fight of the year candidate right here.
Yeah. This fight is interesting, man. Paulo Costa, like, don't get me wrong, he is everything you said. He's a monster. You know, he looked like he made out of a supervillain, like he carved out a supervillain. But I just feel like this fight is for Sean Strickland to win, and it's 5 rounds. So that definitely favors Sean Strickland because Paulo Costa, he hasn't had many 5-rounders at all. The only one I can think of is the one with him and Vittori, and that's it. You know, Sean Strickland is going to use that jab and jab to the body and just jab him to death. You know, I don't feel like he's going to be there when Paulo throw those big looping shots. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to use his head movement. He's going to be able to kind of use that Chris Curtis defense like we was talking about, you know, earlier. The Philly shell and kind of roll the punches a little bit. Paulo Costa, he the kind of person that, like, I can guarantee you, it's going to be a moment in the fight. I would say second or third round where they're going to taunt each other. You know, like Sean Strickland going to start talking trash to him, and then Paulo going to start talking trash back to him because they both they both do that a lot.
Paulo Costa going to stick his tongue out.
Yeah. Hey, this is the only guy I know that take shots from Bobby Knuckles and then just stick his tongue out like it ain't nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So I do respect Costa a lot, but I just feel like when he faces the very top tier upper echelon of the division, he just never seems to pull out a victory. His only impressive wins are against Yoel Romero, and I mean I'm not even gonna mention Luke Rockhold because it's Luke Rockhold. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Elaborate.
Luke Rockhold is washed up.
Never mind.
No. You asked for it. I'm gonna give it to you. Luke Rockhold is washed up. Luke Rockhold is overrated. You know what I'm saying? Luke Rockhold's best victory is against Chris Weidman. You know what I mean? And by that time, Chris Weidman was at the tail end of his career and getting kind of washed up himself.
He's still fighting. What you mean?
Yeah, but has he been doing anything though? Has he been looking impressive? His last fight, he should have lost.
His last fight, I was very impressed.
He poked the guy.
That eye poke right hook eye poke was pretty impressive, dog.
Oh man!
Hey, and Fidel, they got the Poirier versus Makhachev fight scheduled to start at 11:30. I believe that's I ain't gonna put his name out there, but you remember our former co-worker that
Yeah.
I think that's who that is.
I got you.
That's you. What's up, bro?
Yo,
I'll see you Saturday.
But yeah, this fight is for Strickland to win. I feel like Strickland's gonna get this fight by decision.
So when Strickland wins this fight, right? If he wins this fight, what you think is next for him? You think he's gonna get the winner of DDP versus
No. They don't keep him away from the title shot. They don't want him to get that title back.
Nah, I think you know what's crazy? Because it's like, even though I want to see, all right, like some kind of way, I don't know how I want it to work out, but I want to see Costa versus DDP. I think stylistically that makes a hell of a fight.
Yeah, that will. Izzy gonna come back and take his belt back, and then DDP can fight Paulo Costa, and Strickland can get a rematch with Izzy.
All right. So now it is time for the main event. Everything on the line. You got the champion, the ranked number 1 pound for pound fighter in the UFC, Islam Makhachev, versus the one, the only Dustin the Diamond Poirier. This fight right here is the one for me, man, because oh boy.
My brother's favorite fighter.
Huh?
I say your favorite fighter.
It's not just my favorite fighter, it's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
No, that's Justin Gaethje, man. Don't do that.
Hey, Dustin Poirier is basically just the shit. I don't know. Me personally, I get motivated by his fights because in every fight that he's in, he always faces adversity. I feel like his fighting style is a metaphor for life because, like I say, he always faces adversity. He'll have his back up against the cage. Somebody will be letting off combos on him, and he'll just be like rolling with the punches. But he stay focused, stay calm, steady looking for his window of opportunity. And when he see that window of opportunity, he strike. And when he strike and he gets you hurt, he going for the kill. Islam Makhachev is not to be taken lightly. He is Khabib 1.5. I won't say 2.0. He is Khabib 1.5 Dagestani guy. So, you know, if your name ending OV or EV, they're going to wrestle you to death. Except for he's a finisher. He does have a couple knockouts on his record as well. He has been knocked out by a southpaw whose name nobody could even mention. Dustin Poirier is a southpaw. Islam's path to victory: take Dustin down, submit him. Dustin Poirier, he has had 2 undisputed title fights. He lost them both. He got submitted by Khabib. He got submitted by Charles Oliveira. Islam submitted Charles Oliveira to get to this spot where he's holding the belt. Khabib is actually coming out of retirement for this one. You know that?
Yeah, I heard.
That's how you know that Poirier is a threat. And I feel like Islam may be taking them lightly. The odds are not skewed at all. I agree with those odds. I mean, smart money says Islam Makhachev comes in. This is the exact style of fighter that Poirier struggles with. But even though Poirier has lost every undisputed title fight he's been in, he lost, like I said, to Khabib. He lost to Oliveira, and he lost the BMF belt championship fight to Justin Gaethje in a rematch. If you look at Dustin Poirier's record, I believe he's like 36-8. But if you look at his resume, I feel like damn near everybody he's fought in the last 6 years was a former champion, and he's won most of those fights. He has the most knockouts, tied with the most knockouts in lightweight division. I think he's tied with your boy who look like the Ken doll, man.
Who look like the Ken doll?
Yeah.
Drew Dober.
Drew Dober, there you go. But anyway, I'm going Poirier just because I can never pick against Poirier. I feel like it's in the cards. It's all aligned. Rumor is if he loses, he retires because this is obviously his last chance at the championship. But if you look at his resume, I don't know if you want to pull that up for me, bro, and start rattling off names, but maybe you don't. I'm sure you don't, actually. But
no, actually I don't. But for the show, I will. But I really don't do.
I know he defeated Max Holloway twice. He defeated Justin Gaethje. He defeated Eddie Alvarez twice. He defeated Conor twice. Conor knocked him out one time too. The third fight was controversial. He defeated Michael Chandler.
All right.
He defeated Bobby Green.
All right. So look,
He's got a who's who on his resume. That being said, I feel like it's in the cards. Islam is the better fighter. He's more well-rounded. But Mr. Straight Talk himself say he's taking Poirier for the win by KO. I'm doing the same because those odds are ridiculous. I will say this. He just knocked out Benoit Saint Denis, who came in with a staph infection, which affects your cardio when you take the antibiotics. Islam Makhachev has a staph infection. I feel like if you're looking for some hopeful, I would say, all right, check this out, right? Hey, bro, you remember a couple months ago, you were sitting right next to me. We were outside. We were watching a bout for the undisputed BMF championship, Poirier versus Gaethje. Gaethje knocked out Poirier, right?
uh-huh.
And I looked you dead in your eyes as you wanted to gloat.
I did.
Yeah, you did gloat, as a matter of fact. You didn't just want to. You did it.
Yeah, I did.
Because you ain't shit, that's why. But
Yeah.
but I looked you dead in your eyes, and what did I say? I said, it's okay because Poirier is going to lose his next fight. Arman Sarukian versus Charles Oliveira ain't going to go the way everybody think. I thought Oliveira was going to win and not want to fight Makhachev. Poirier was going to come get a win, and then he was going to end up fighting for the championship, and he was going to win it. Didn't I say that?
Yep.
And it was like, damn, I done created a path for him to get the belt. What's happening right now?
Everything you said, basically.
And now, I mean, he's from Lafayette, Louisiana. They're fighting in New Jersey. The arena is on Lafayette Street. He was the underdog against Benoit Saint Denis, who came in with a staph infection, just like he is, Islam. There's no better way to finish the story. And if he finishes this story, I feel like we're going to drop Cody Rhodes off right here at WrestleMania. And we're going to come to the story that was just strictly fate, unscripted. You can't write a story better than this. Nobody deserves it more than this guy. I mean, it's just poetic justice at this point. Like, I mean, don't nobody deserve it more. You feel me? And I'm going to just end it right there because I feel like my point has been proven.
When this fight first got announced, I got so disgusted because I really don't like either fighter. You know what I'm saying? Well, Poirier is. Yeah, bro. Let me talk. Let me get that. Before I give you finish my sentence, Poirier is strictly personal because he knocked out McGregor once. Some people. Wait, let me finish. Some people.
How many times, bro?
Once. Can I finish?
All right, go ahead.
Hey, listen, man. I sat back here quiet as you like gloated all over Poirier, man. Let me do my thing.
Oh boy.
Listen, he knocked out McGregor one time because the second time isn't a TKO when you break your damn leg. All right, that's not a TKO. He didn't knock him out. Conor broke his leg. You feel me? He defeated Conor twice. Hey, no, listen. He defeated Conor twice. You feel me? The second time, he won, but because Conor was sitting there like his leg was snapped in half. You feel me? So that's not a TKO victory.
That's exactly what that is by the rule book.
Yeah, bro, you can't sit there and gloat about that when another guy breaks his leg.
I'm not gloating right now. I'm just telling you.
No, but you always say that he knocked out McGregor twice when he didn't knock him out twice. He defeated him twice. He knocked him out once.
All right.
And McGregor knocked him out once. But but with that withstanding and the fact that he's your favorite fighter, I like to go against you a lot. So with those two things are the reason I do not like Dustin Poirier. But I just like Islam way more though, man. I really don't like this guy. I mean, I started watching the embedded series, and I'm
Can you
seeing the
tell us
picture
why you don't like Islam?
strictly because he's Khabib's guy. You feel me?
Okay.
And Khabib is one of the most overrated MMA fighters in history, and we'll get to that another time. I'm gonna do a 5 count about that. How overrated Khabib is. I got 10 points about it, but I do a 5 count about that. And I'm sitting there watching the embedded series, and I'm seeing him and Khabib as children when they're like 8 years old, and I just couldn't stand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like seeing them with the belt. I do not like watching them fight. You know what I'm saying? I hate hearing people putting them in the pound for pound. Your last fight, you knocked out Volkanovski, who took the fight on short notice, and also he's a featherweight. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Poirier fan, but all you did was soften him up with Poirier. And before that, you fought him again, and he's a featherweight. So it's like I can't really sit there and say you're the pound for pound greatest fighter.
Haven't defended the belt against the lightweight yet.
Right, exactly. And to get the belt, you defeated Oliveira. In your country over in Abu Dhabi. You dropped him and submitted him, and I'm supposed to be excited about that. When every fight, Charles Oliveira, every single fight I seen Oliveira in, he gets dropped. You feel me? So
but
you dropped him.
Submitted Oliveira. Come on now, you got to give him his respect on that.
I'll give him a little bit of props on that, but Oliveira, he didn't come into that fight completely healthy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't himself in that fight.
I don't think no fighter is ever completely healthy, but go ahead.
No, but Oliveira, he came in that fight with some undisclosed injuries, but because because he got so much pride and stuff, he didn't really make excuses, and he didn't talk about that, But I really want to see Islam get knocked out, and I hope that he retires because I do not want to see him fight again. I'm going for Poirier. I'm going for Poirier to go for a guillotine, which is going to really just piss me off because there's low fight IQ, and that's going to lead to him getting submitted. So I'm picking Islam to win by submission because I feel like Poirier finna jump the gilly and get caught again. I don't think that this is the fight for Poirier to knock him out in. I hope he do. Trust me, I put money on it because the odds are great. And this is the one time where I'll be sitting there celebrating with you, bro. Because I'm gonna be sitting right next to you. You feel me? So if Poirier knock him out, I'm gonna definitely pop for that. And I'm gonna be excited, And if Poirier knocks him out, that'll definitely ease my tension against him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him a lot more. You feel me? But I just see Islam doing his thing in this fight, though.
Yeah, I can.
Because, bro, but honestly, Poirier is he's smarter than that, bro. And he's smarter than that. In his last fight against Saint Denis, he jumped the guillotine 3 times. 3 times. And he can't do that against Islam.
To that point, that's how Khabib beat him. And number 1 and number 2, Saint Denis never took him down. He took himself down. That being said, I just look at it like I don't know, man.
Two things. I'm all about coincidences and everything like that. Every card that Paulo Costa been on, the champion has lost their belt. And number 2, Dustin Poirier has never lost in the month of June.
That's true.
There you go.
And he's never lost in New Jersey.
And that's 3 things right there.
And it's on Lafayette Street. And the things that had to take place for him to get this fight. But at the same time, it's like if he win, I might just shed a tear just because I've been on this journey with him. If he lose, I might just shed a tear because this is probably his last fight. So I'm gonna just strap up and enjoy it.
Hey, I want to read off the people he defeated. At the time, Josh Grisby. At the time, he was pretty good.
UFC debut.
Yeah. Max Holloway twice.
Okay.
Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brookins. At the time, he was on a little streak. Eric Cope, Diego Brandao,
Diego
Akira
Bonez
Cor-
was fire.
yeah, Akira Coruscant,
Was fire.
Diego Ferreira,
Fire.
Yancy Medeiros,
Fire at the time.
Joe Duffy,
Eh,
Bobby Green,
fire.
Jim Miller,
Fire.
Anthony Pettis,
Fire.
Justin Gaethje,
Fire.
Eddie Alvarez.
I mean, Hall of Famers right there. You just named.
Hey, Pettis, Gaethje, Alvarez, all KO, TKO. Matt's all the way again. Dan Hooker,
Oh man, that was a war.
Michael Chandler, and Saint Denis.
Hey, I'm gonna say this real quick. I guess that's pretty much it. That concludes our 302 preview show. Be sure to tune in Sunday. I believe at 11 o'clock for the post show, the review show. But I do want to just mention a couple of little things that's going on in the UFC right now. Your boy Conor McGregor fighting at UFC 303 June 29th. And all right, so that is already the largest gate in UFC history.
That's because he the GOAT. Let's go, Connor.
I'm here to tell you folks that Conor Mania is actually real. Because
Yes.
the tickets went on sale. The cheapest ticket in the building is over $1,000, and they sold out within hours. I mean, and that's not to mention all the pay-per-view buys that they're gonna get, all the concession money that they're gonna get. It's freaking ridiculous. So McGregor will be back against Michael Chandler June 29th.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Oh, imagine what a superstar can do. I agree.
Hey, Trevor, to that point, you know what's funny? So, all right. I've been watching the NBA playoffs, right? Luka Doncic, right? Is he a superstar?
Yeah.
Is Jalen Brunson a superstar?
Yeah.
Is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar?
No.
All right, well, everybody who I just named, they're all superstars. I've never heard of these people until like a few weeks ago.
Wait, you never heard of Luka Doncic?
I never heard of them until a few weeks ago, which goes to show you that sometimes our the way we gauge a superstar can be misconstrued based off of how in tune we are with the thing that they do to make them famous. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like anybody who watched the NBA will look at me like I'm retarded because, yeah, I still use retard. they look at me like I'm retarded because I didn't know who Luka was. But it's like,
hey, bro,
like up until that doesn't work because but I thought superstars. All right, put it this way: there are people who
you know who LeBron is.
Yeah, exactly. People transcend their sport. Like
Serena Williams.
There are people who do not watch. Yeah, I don't watch. I never watched the game. I don't watch hockey. I know who Mason Crosby is. You get what I'm saying? But there are people who have
bro. Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, there you go. I'm thinking about the cricket from Green Bay.
Hey,
I know Remy Lemieux, but all right. So put it this way: there are people who I know for a fact have never watched a UFC fight in their life, but they are calling me, and they are calling the missus, and they are saying, "Hey, let me know when that Conor McGregor fight happens. I heard McGregor's on the fight. I want to come watch it." You get what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness, man! Like, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Oh,
all right.
I can't wait.
So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that McGregor's back and Conor Mania is real. And to your point, Trevor, yes, he is definitely a superstar. Can't tell you the last time he won a fight, but when you put his name on the card, asses will be in seats. And also, I wanted to just put it out there to let everybody know that Nick Diaz is returning to the octagon, and he will be fighting Vicente Luque A lot of people, what I don't understand is people get so excited for the 58-year-old Mike Tyson coming to fight Jake Paul, but then when you see the 38-year-old Nick Diaz coming back to fight, he washed up.
All right. I gotta defend that, bro. I gotta defend that because look, bro, Mike Tyson, he looks hungry.
Mike Tyson.
Let me finish. Mike Tyson, it's all mental when it comes to the fighting game. Mike Tyson looks hungry. Mike Tyson wants to fight. Mike Tyson wants to be in there. Mike Tyson still got that killer in him. Last time we seen Nick Diaz, he had none of those things, bro. He did not want to be in there. He did not look like he would wanted to fight at all. He did not have that killer instinct.
What weight class was that?
It don't matter what weight class. You're a fighter.
No. I'm going somewhere with that. What weight class was that?
That was what?
Getting KO'd.
That was welterweight, right?
No, it wasn't.
That was middleweight?
He came back at middleweight. When was the last time you saw him fight at middleweight? Before that?
It don't matter, bro.
Listen. I'm going somewhere with this. Just answer the question.
Anderson Silva?
No, at middleweight.
When you fought Anderson Silva, that wasn't at middleweight?
185?
185 is middleweight. He didn't fight him at welterweight.
All right, well, he coming back at welterweight.
Yeah, so supposed to be
which shows you that he's taking it serious. Because if he wasn't taking it serious, he wouldn't be willing to get in that kind of shape. So I mean, I'm just saying. Last time you saw Mike Tyson, I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, these training videos you see from Mike Tyson, that's from the Roy Jones fight. That's not new training. That's not new training footage.
No, I agree with that. I agree with you on that. But
this man was literally using a walker or a cane before this fight was announced.
Yeah,
this man just had a health scare while he was on a plane. They had to do an emergency landing, and everybody's saying, "Oh, he's finna knock out Jake Paul." I'm so excited! Like, come on, man! Like, I don't know, dog. Like, he could possibly do it if he on all the Mexican supplements.
I don't think he want to do it though.
But at the same time,
let's be logical, people.
When don't get me wrong, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not one of those people. I'm definitely gonna watch it. But when I tell people that I'm worried for Mike Tyson's health because he could possibly get knocked out, and I don't want to see a 58-year-old man get knocked out, everybody look at me like I'm stupid or something.
No, I agree with you, but don't act like people crazy because of the Nick Diaz thing, man. Like, we got reason.
I feel like when you compare the two, it don't make sense. I don't see the logic. You're excited to see a 58-year-old come back, but you.
Well, no, I'm not excited to see Tyson come back, but I'm not excited to see Diaz come back either. Because
see that makes sense to me. I can understand that. You feel me?
Yeah.
But some people are like clamoring over Tyson to come back, but then when you see Nick Diaz coming back, you're like, for what?
Hey, what were we talking about earlier, bro? It's all nostalgia. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with.
And I think Nick Diaz got a better chance to win his fight than Tyson got to win his.
Also, you got to look at the opponent too, though. We're not.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying, but I take in his crowd
back to fight a real fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
And I still think he has a better chance of winning than Tyson do.
I got you.
Would you disagree with that? I'm not going to argue with you. I just want to know where you stand.
Yeah, Nick Diaz has a better chance of winning than Tyson do. Yes, but I think that's a little skewed because Vicente Luque, man, like we talked about that,
So yeah, you would agree with that? Is what you're saying?
No, I don't. I feel like Nick Diaz got a better chance of winning.
All right, okay.
But that's because of his opponent, though. You feel me?
But his opponent would beat the shit out of Jake Paul on any given day, night, weekend.
Not in the boxing match. I'll take Jake Paul over Vicente Luque in the boxing match, probably.
But Vicente would have a better chance of beating him than Tyson would.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But all right, anything else you want to add?
No, I know most of y'all not into hockey, but Panthers playing tonight. Go Panthers! We're trying to close the series out 3-2. Anytime we get to play a New York team and send them home, I'm always for it. So I'm gonna enjoy that.
All right, man. My baby girl had her 8th grade prom tonight, so I gotta go scoop her up at 9. Oh boy, that shit is crazy, man. Like they grow up so fast.
Yeah, they do.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to check us out Sunday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and till then, see you later. And new,
Hopefully.
and new. Peace.
Peace.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Straight Talk MMA, hosted by Zay, Bonez, the MMA Brothers.